so we're gonna do myofascial and we're gonna release the lateral fascial line. So I like to start at the foot and the legs and move up. So the fascial line laterally runs along the side of the leg, along the hip, along the ribs here, and then here. And then we'll get into the arms in a different day, but we will do the pecs, and then we'll do a little bit of the neck. So we're gonna start down here. All right, so you're gonna drape the leg. And you wanna make sure you drape high so you can get the hip. So our focus is gonna be here. If you want to do this seated, it's definitely helpful. So I like to warm up the tissue before I do it. You can awkwardly poke them like the other guy does, but I like to do more of a petrissage kind of thing, so it's really up to you. All right, so now we're gonna do cross hand here. So I hold here and I hold down here. I like to make sure I have some space for my hands to move. So I don't start all the way up here and all the way down here. I like to start about here and about here. And I'm just gonna press in. And actually, this might be easier standing. Does that feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm only gonna do like a minute of each instead of the 2 minutes. So I am pushing down and then pushing my hands away from each other. So it's important to really sink in to the fascia. But you really want to hold this for at least 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. So if they're not moving at all, you might want to hold it longer. So kind of, judge that. Do you feel this anywhere else?
No.
Okay. And then when I come out, I like to do a little pinchy, petrissage kind of thing. Now we're ready to move up. So the next one is on either side of the knee. So one here and one like just above the knee here. We're gonna go across like this. So kind of like I was saying, people sometimes feel this in their ears or their neck or their shoulder or even down in their toes. Since this fascial line connects our foot to our head, it's really common for them to feel it anywhere along the way. This work will definitely make you stronger, so it's okay if you're a little sore afterwards. It should be like a healthy sore, like I just got a workout sore, not a I tweaked my wrist and this hurts really bad. So, all right, so there's that one. I like to do the IT band. I'm not sure if he showed this one, but for me, I like to stretch the IT band completely. Like they showed, you could do this with them sideline, but I don't typically do that because I like to just do it like this. So The IT band can cause a lot of lateral knee stuff. If the hip is off, like you can just, everyone probably knows somebody who has some IT stuff, especially runners and athletes. So I'm gonna go through right here. I'm gonna stand up again because it's a little bit more, it's a little thicker of an area. Does that feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing because the IT band is like it's more of a tendon-y kind of situation, so it's not a muscle. So a lot of times people want to strip it like it's a muscle and that's going to make a difference, but typically it just hurts. So MFR really helps because if it is really tight, then the hamstrings and the quads can kind of get stuck to it and it can cause some weird stuff. So MFR, you come in here and you're kind of like spreading all that stuff away from it, and it can be super beneficial. So if you guys run into anyone with IT band stuff, see if they're open to letting you do some of this on it. Okay, so that is for this area here. For the hip itself, you can either, I'm going to leave your leg undraped and then I'm going to undrape the top too.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they showed this in another video with sidelining, but I, kind of like I said, I don't like to sideline unless that's what I'm doing with my entire massage. So I'm just going to bring this up a little bit. So I'm just gonna go here and here. You can kind of, I mean, it's really up to you guys on how much you expose, but since we're on camera, I'm not gonna like bring out her undies. As gorgeous as they might be. Okay, so one hand is gonna be right here on her stomach, so right above the ASIS. The ASIS is right here. So we're going just in superior. And we're gonna go right on that greater trochanter right here. And we're gonna go in like this. Does it feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important with this is that you have skin to skin so that you can actually sink in and get the traction with the skin. It's really hard to do this after you lubed up the skin, so after using oil. So this is something, if you think that this will work or be beneficial to your clients, you could just do all of this and then go back and do regular massage or trigger point, whatever you want to do. And then when you're done with that, I'm going to go ahead and re-drape her. I'm going to re-drape the leg. Say goodbye to the lower part. And we already have her breast drape in place. So we're going to bring this down. Bring this down. So I'm going to tuck it in on this side. I'm not going to worry about that side too much because we're not over there. If you need to, you can have them kind of like bring their arm out just a little bit. Does that feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
The big thing is to be able to get one hand on the ribs and one hand like right on the ASIS. So we're going to just spread it apart here. Does that feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
If they have really large breasts, you could always have them you don't want to like have them like grab their boobs totally, but they could potentially have their arm up and like kind of holding, tucking somewhere where like the arm comes up here and holds here so that you're not crossing any boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna hold this a little bit longer. And this is great for people who've maybe had their appendix removed or different surgeries in here. It's just sometimes when if they've had like pelvic inflammatory disease or kidney infections, a lot of times that can cause like weird scarring inside. So when we do this stuff, we're really actually spreading everything apart. So sometimes this is just what the doctor ordered. It is more intimate, so you know, definitely get permission and just like do it. Anytime we do like abdominal stuff, you definitely want to talk to them about it. Okay. So that's kind of it for this section. When we do the anterior line, there's one here and then one up here, but we'll get to anterior at different times. So right now we're just doing the lateral line. So you can go ahead and redrape. I'm gonna leave the bust drape for now, because maybe whoever works on you next could